Today we're going to go over the differences and the comparisons between the Colt Anaconda and the Colt Python. So without further ado, I'm going to let Dave start off with the Colt Python, and then we'll get into the Colt Anaconda. Dave?
So just a quick background on the Colt Python and a little bit of the spec series itself. The Python originally came out in 1955. And it was intended to be a long range target pistol, if that makes sense to you, which is essentially why on all these you see a bit rib on top. What happened is they played around a little bit with loadings. Elmer Keith got involved. 357 became a thing, and they figured, why don't we just make this thing at 357 since we want to really stretch this round out as far as we can. Thus, Colt Python was born. There's a lot of nuances on what came first, the 4-inch or 6-inch, but what is known is that the original model was not stainless, it was a wood model. And up until about 2003, 2004, it is when they ceased production of the Python series as well. And of course, they picked back up in 2010.
Why, tell them why that gun really picked back up in 2010. Because
So social media itself is a thing. There's two reasons. First, the lesser known reason is back in some of us that were born in the 80s and early 90s that grew up in video game land, as it were. If any video game that included a Magnum revolver was usually a Colt Python. So a lot of us growing up saw that. But probably the most important reason why it came back is there's a little show called The Walking Dead that came around. And of course, those of us that read comics growing up already knew this was a thing. But for those of you that didn't read comics, the only his ever exposure was through a TV show. Rick Grimes carries one of these. And there's so many different pictures of Andrew Lincoln hold this thing up and just like seeing the gun up close. A lot of people got to talking. Man, I really wish I could get this gun again. Hey, Colt, it would be cool if you guys would start producing this gun again. Colt finally listened. So
yeah, so probably the older models, like, more than doubled in price.
Oh yeah.
During that time period. Colts brought them back. You're not having to pay $2,500, $2,600, $2,700 to get a Python now. You can get one of the new ones for less money than that. Of course, one of the old ones is still cool too, but there's some things Dave's going to talk about the new ones, which I think you're really going to like.
Yeah. So just to kick it off, let's start with the 6-inch one. This is probably the most popular. Open this up, clear it out, show you guys it's unloaded. Let's kick this off. Really, again, the only difference is that you have a 6-inch model and a 4-inch model. Originally, there was an 8-inch model. I don't know that Colt is going to ever reproduce that or not. If they do, I think it'd be cool. But for right now, you have a 6-inch and 4-inch. Essentially the same gun, though. So start off, you have a little bit of fit rib up top. And that, again, it comes back to the days of it being a target gun. And that's really what this gun is made for. It's made to be a target pistol.